Here is a comprehensive summary of all acts and scenes from The Samaritan by John Lara. Act 1, The Public Face versus Reality. Scene 1, Setting, Minister Nketianye's office. Summary. Nketianye holds a press conference to boast about government achievements in healthcare. Journalists, especially Angela, question him on the failure of hospitals, lack of medicine, and corruption. Nketianye deflects, using evasive language. Key themes: corruption, political hypocrisy, media accountability. Scene 2. Setting, Kamao's home. Summary. Kamao, a struggling father, talks to his wife about their sick daughter. He is frustrated because hospitals lack medicine and private care is too expensive. The scene reveals the real impact of a broken health system on ordinary people. Key themes: poverty, healthcare failure, family struggle. Act 2. Setting, Dr. Kamani's office. Summary. Dr. Kamani, a principled health officer, expresses frustration about how his efforts are being undermined by top officials like Nketianye. He considers resigning, but is convinced to stay and fight from within. Key themes: integrity versus compromise, whistleblowing, moral conflict. Setting, a government office corridor. Nketianye and Waziri discuss how to silence critics and protect their image. They plan to discredit Angela and manipulate media coverage. Key themes: abuse of power, suppression of truth, political games. Act 3. Rising conflict. Setting, hospital compound. Summary. Angela visits a dilapidated public hospital. She interviews patients and staff, documenting the poor conditions. Her investigation intensifies. Key themes: investigative journalism, public suffering, system failure. Scene 2. Street market. Summary. Kamao tries to raise money for his daughter's treatment, but is mocked and ignored. His desperation grows. Key themes: desperation, social apathy, the cost of corruption. Act 4. Truth and consequences. Setting, TV studio. Summary. Angela airs her expose on Nketianye's corruption. The public reacts strongly. Nketianye tries to do damage control, but the pressure builds. Key themes: truth-telling, public awakening, media power. Scene 2. Setting, government office. Summary. Nketianye is confronted with evidence of corruption. Allies begin to distance themselves from him. He blames others, but investigations begin. Key themes: justice catching up, accountability. Act 5. Resolution and hope. Setting, Kamao's home. Summary. Kamao's daughter finally receives proper treatment after media pressure forces government reform. There is a sense of hope. Key themes: redemption, positive change through pressure. Scene setting, a public square. Summary. Angela is celebrated for her bravery. Nketianye resigns amid scandal. A new sense of transparency is promised by the government. Key themes: victory of truth, civic responsibility, reform. Overall message of the play. The Samaritan challenges leaders who pretend to serve the public while enriching themselves. It shows that ordinary citizens and honest individuals like Angela and Dr. Kamani can bring about real change by standing up for the truth. Perfect. Here's a full set of literature revision tools for The Samaritan by John Lara, including: However, 1. Character map. Main characters and their roles. Character, role description, symbolizes Kadiane, Minister for Health, corrupt, manipulative, image-conscious, corrupt leadership. Angela, investigative journalist, brave, determined, truth seeker, integrity, accountability. Struggling father, his daughter is sick, the ordinary citizen. Honest doctor, tries to reform the system from inside, professional ethics, resistance. Waziri, fellow politician, supports Nketianye's schemes, complicity in corruption. Journalists, mixed group, some brave like Angela, others fearful or compliant. The role of media in society. 2. Sample KCSE-style essay question tips. Q1. The Samaritan portrays a society where corruption thrives at the expense of the common man. Write an essay to show how this is true. Tips. Define corruption as misuse of public office for private gain. Use Nketianye as your main example. Fake projects, lies, suppression of truth. Show impact on Kamao's family, lack of medicine, hospital neglect. Contrast with Angela and Dr. Kamani as forces of integrity. Conclude by stating how citizens suffer but also have power to resist. Discuss the role of media in exposing the truth in the Samaritan. Tips: focus on Angela's courage in asking tough questions and documenting facts. Give examples of her hospital visits and TV expose. Discuss how media forces Nketianye to face consequences. Show media as both a threat to corruption and a voice for the people. With close reference to the Samaritan, write an essay on how personal courage can influence society positively. Tips: Angela as the best example, risking her safety to speak the truth. Dr. Kamani chooses to stay and fight the system from within. Kamal, though poor, refuses to give up on his daughter. Courage leads to public reform and Nketianye's downfall. Key themes to study. Theme explanation. Leaders misuse funds, fake development, silence critics. Accountability. Honest characters, Angela, Kimani, hold the system responsible. Social injustice. Citizens like Kamal suffer due to inequality and failed services. Media responsibility. Investigative journalism exposes the truth and drives change. Hope and redemption. Despite hardship, truth wins and reforms begin. Great. Here's a helpful package of sample excerpts with analysis, quick revision notes, and quiz questions for The Samaritan by John Lara. 1. Sample excerpts with analysis. Excerpt 1. Nketianye's speech. We are committed to improving health care for every citizen in Maracas. Analysis. This is an example of political rhetoric. Nketianye speaks as though he cares, but his actions contradict his words. It's ironic, because behind the scenes, he's stealing public funds. It shows the theme of hypocrisy and deception in leadership. Excerpt 2. Angela's confrontation. With all due respect, sir, how do you explain patients being turned away from public hospitals due to lack of medicine? Analysis. Angela is fearless and direct. She uses facts to hold Nketianye accountable. Her tone is respectful but firm, showing her professionalism and courage. This emphasizes the theme of media as a watchdog and the power of truth. Excerpt 3. Where will I get the money to save my daughter's life? Must we die for being poor? Analysis. Kama's words are emotional and sincere. They show how corruption affects the common man. His cry is a symbol of suffering, and it helps the audience sympathize with victims of systemic failure. 2. Quick revision notes. Nketianye boasts of development, but it's all a facade. Angela begins exposing the truth through journalism. Kama's daughter is denied care due to a broken system. Dr. Kamani struggles with remaining ethical in a corrupt ministry. Nketianye is eventually exposed and forced to resign. Citizens and truth-tellers win in the end. Literary devices used. Irony. Politicians say one thing, do another. Symbolism. Kamal represents the oppressed poor. Dialogue. Sharp exchanges reveal character intentions. Contrast. Angela versus Nketianye, truth versus lies.